Hi there, and welcome back to the Lunar English podcast. I'm really glad you're here. Before we get into anything, let's just take a breath together. Just one in and out. You made it to this moment, and honestly, that's enough for now. I find that starting my day with a bit of mindfulness, just a quiet pause before the world gets noisy, makes such a difference. It's funny, though, how comparison sneaks in, especially in those quiet moments. You know, you're just waking up, maybe you haven't even had your tea yet, and suddenly you're scrolling through your phone. Someone's just got married, someone else bought a house, another person's posting from a beach you've never even seen. And before you know it, that little voice whispers, "Why am I not there yet?" I've learned to centre myself before I even check social media. Sometimes I'll just sit by the window, breathe, and remind myself that my journey is my own. It's not always easy, but it helps me land in the moment before the comparisons start swirling. Social media, honestly, it's like this endless highlight reel, isn't it? You see everyone's best moments, the wins, the celebrations, the perfect lighting. But what you don't see are the messy bits, the struggles, the days when nothing goes right. It's so easy to go from feeling proud of yourself to suddenly feeling behind, all in the space of a few seconds. I mean, I've definitely had that moment, seeing someone's travel photos and thinking, wow, I've never even been there. Am I missing out? It's such a common experience, and it can send you into this emotional spiral before you even realise what's happening. 1 minute you're content, the next you're questioning everything. It's a trap, and it's so easy to fall into. Here's the thing, we only ever see the surface of other people's lives. We see the successes, the smiles, but not the struggles or the private setbacks. I remember Mia sharing a story about her friend who, on the outside, seemed to have it all. Beautiful flat, great job, always travelling. But when Mia actually sat down with her, her friend admitted she felt lost, that she cried almost every night. That really stuck with me. It's a reminder that we never know the full story. Instead of envy, maybe what we really need is compassion for others and for ourselves. Everyone's carrying something, even if it doesn't show up in a photo or a post. Nobody's timeline is the same, and that's something I wish I'd understood sooner. Growth and success are so personal. There's this real danger in using someone else's ruler to measure your own life. I remember in my 20s feeling like I was behind because my friends were hitting all these milestones, promotions, marriages, kids, and I was just trying to figure out what I even wanted. I wasn't lost, I was just on a different page, but it felt like failure simply because I was comparing my path to theirs. It took me a long time to realise that just because someone's ahead in one area doesn't mean you're behind in life. We're all walking different routes, and that's not just okay, it's necessary. I think comparison makes us overlook the small daily joys that actually make life beautiful. Things like laughing with a friend, a peaceful walk, or the way sunlight hits your favourite window in the morning. These are the moments that don't show up in a comparison chart, but they're yours. They shape your heart in ways no one else sees. So here's a question for you. What's one ordinary moment you cherish that maybe no one else would even notice? For me, it's that first sip of tea in the quiet before the day starts. It's simple, but it's mine. That pressure to catch up, it's exhausting, isn't it? It brings anxiety, doubt, even shame. But the truth is, everyone has hidden struggles and slow seasons. You're not alone in feeling like you're not enough sometimes. One thing that's helped me is reframing my inner self-talk. Instead of focusing on what I haven't done, I try to acknowledge the progress I have made, even if it's small. It's about being gentle with yourself, recognizing that growth isn't always visible, and that's okay. Sometimes we make choices just because we think we should, not because we actually want to. It's easy to get swept up in what everyone else is doing, but reconnecting with your own voice, your own direction, is so important. I like to ask myself, what do I want this season of life to feel like? Not what it should look like, but how I want to experience it. That little shift can make all the difference. Confidence isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just a steady self-trust, a peaceful certainty that you're okay as you are. Letting go of comparison makes room for that kind of authentic presence. I remember a time when everything around me felt uncertain, but inside I felt quietly confident. I wasn't shouting about it, but I knew I was on the right path for me. That's the kind of confidence that lasts, because it's not based on anyone else's approval. Progress isn't always public or impressive. Sometimes it's invisible, like wildflowers growing in their own rhythm. I love that metaphor, each flower blooming in its own time, not comparing itself to the others. Maybe you've had a recent small win that no one else noticed, but it mattered to you. Celebrate that. Those quiet steps forward are just as important as the big milestones. One of my favourite things is hearing from listeners all over the world. I'd love for you to share where you're listening from, and maybe one thing you're learning to accept about yourself. It's a reminder that we're all on unique journeys, and there's so much value in holding gentle space for everyone's story. This podcast is a quiet space, but it's also a global one, and I hope you feel a sense of community here. Starting each day with a self-compassion mantra can really help, something like, I am enough as I am. Especially in those moments when self-doubt or comparison creeps in. I also find it helpful to reflect each week on times when comparison influenced my feelings or decisions, and then consciously choose a more compassionate response. And honestly, setting boundaries around social media is a big one for me. Limiting that exposure to idealized images gives you more space for your own authentic experiences, and it really does reduce unnecessary self-criticism. Take some time to identify and journal 3 qualities or passions that make you uniquely you. Reflect on how they contribute to your happiness. Maybe even create a personal mantra, something like, I am enough as I am, and repeat it daily. And try to design a weekly activity that aligns with your true interests, whether it's a new hobby, time in nature, or connecting with loved ones. Nurturing your authentic self is a practice, but it's so worth it. Developing a daily journaling practice can help you uncover your true desires and values, clarifying what genuinely matters to you beyond external comparisons. Mindfulness meditation is another tool, just observing your thoughts about yourself and others without judgment. And again, setting intentional boundaries for social media and digital consumption, maybe having tech-free times or spaces, can really protect your mental space and encourage authentic self-reflection. One of my favourite habits is starting each morning by writing down 3 things I'm grateful for. focusing on those small, everyday moments. I also set a daily reminder to pause and acknowledge one personal strength or achievement, just to reinforce my self-worth beyond what anyone else might see. And if you like, you can create a gratitude jar or journal, add notes of gratitude regularly, and revisit them during tough times. It's a gentle way to shift your focus from comparison to appreciation. So, as we wrap up, remember, you're not behind, you're not too late, you're just here, living a life only you can live. And that's more than enough. Thanks for spending this time with me, and I hope you'll join me again soon.